Welcome back. This is Suicide Prevention Month, and recognizing signs of someone who may be thinking about suicide and getting them the proper attention is key. And here to tell us more about ways you can support a friend or loved one, we're pleased to welcome Tracy Warner-Wilson, Director of the UK Family Center. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
With this month being set aside to shed some light on the problem of suicide, you were telling me earlier that one of the things you get asked most often is what to look for and how to know someone may be struggling with this.
I think that's one of the most common asked questions is how do I know? And oftentimes you can tell the person has a change in personality. They have, if they've had a loss, usually precipitated by a loss, whether it could be a death of a family member or loss of an important position at work, or another significant loss, and that can often throw them into depression. And it's a pretty severe depression with a personality change. And then sometimes they'll start talking hopelessly, like, why should I go on? And this, it would be best to if I wasn't even here. Kind of a hopeless, kind of a helpless outlook on life. And also, too, they kind of isolate themselves from people. They kind of pull away. And then interestingly, too, so they have this overall kind of depression outlook and kind of a sad outlook. And then sometimes you'll see them looking as though they're better. They'll give this composure that they're feeling better, that they're happy again. And actually that can be a sign that they have made the decision, that they've made the decision to commit suicide. And it's almost like they're at peace with it. And then you start seeing things that they're getting their affairs in order. They're taking care of their prized possessions, particularly teenagers. They'll start giving things away, or they'll start looking people up and saying goodbye. And oftentimes it fools people because they think, oh, they're feeling better. They're feeling happy. They're looking happier than they have in the past. But actuality, that change, that sudden shift, can be a warning sign, can be a signal.
And of course, recognizing the signs is a big step, but you also need to know how to handle the situation and get folks the help that they need. And we have a graphic with some of those tips. What should you do if someone you care about is showing some of these signs and symptoms?
I think the first thing is to not be afraid to talk about it. Another common response when we talk about responding to it is people will say, well, I don't want to ask them because then I'm afraid that they will start thinking about it, then they will actually go out and do something. And yet you need to start talking and you need to start asking if you see the signs. You need to start asking them, what are you thinking? Are you thinking of hurting yourself? Have you thought of suicide? How often? And do you have a plan? And what's your plan? And if you pick up that's an imminent danger, then you need to call 911, or if they're willing to go with you, take them to the emergency room to get immediate treatment.
And you see there the number at the bottom of your screen for the UK Family Center. What kind of services are offered to families or individuals who may need help?
We offer a variety of services, individual, relational. We often feel that a person is not in a vacuum, that they're tied to relationships. And so we try to get those important people in with them as a support and to help them through their healing journey. And so we look at things from a relational lens instead of just an individual lens. But we deal with depression, we deal with stress, anxiety, loss, grief, a variety of issues.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to share some very important information with us and our viewers. And again, the phone number for the UK Family Center is at the bottom of your screen. Thanks again.
Thank you.
We will be right back with a check of your forecast. Beautiful weather so far for the work week. Meteorologist Mary Watson has a full look next.